guys, my name is Sam and my channel is Thoughts on Tomes, and I'm here with my best friend Amanda.
Hi.
She has joined me on my channel a few times for Harry Potter themed videos because although Amanda isn't a huge reader of other things, she's a huge reader of Harry Potter over and over and over again.
Over and over and over.
So this year I'm very excited to be a part of Harry Christmas to You. I was invited to be a part of it and shoot this kind of video for you guys, so I thought that I had to invite Amanda to be a part of it because any video on my channel involving Harry Potter involves Amanda. So today we're going to be talking about canon versus fandom because Amanda is canon queen, knows everything about it, knows all the trivia. I don't. I read the series one time. I'm trying to read it this year for Harry Christmas to You, but I only read the series once. I've seen the movies a lot, but I'm a big part of the fandom and all the non-canon stuff. So I'm the non-canon sort of expert. I'm hardly an expert like compared to a lot of you, but I'm more so than she is, and she doesn't know.
Still wouldn't call myself a canon expert.
She's being modest. So my biggest contribution to society in general is shipping. So I feel like we have to start there. So we have very different opinions as far as like Harry Potter ships. We already know this going into it. And everyone that knows me knows that I'm going to be talking about a particular ship that's non-canon that Amanda strongly disagrees with, and I strongly disagree with her canon ship. So it's going to be a fun time. We'll start with that because that's one that you're actually familiar with.
Yeah.
So yeah, canon versus non-canon ships. Round one is Hermione and Ron.
Of course.
Versus Draco and Hermione.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. You're the worst.
So are you at all open to non-canon ships in general in Harry Potter, or do you just want to hear about the canon stuff?
I just want to hear about
You don't want any of them?
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
No.
Wow.
I read
You've got
some
a big
fanfic
storm coming, girl.
when I was younger, where like they would ship like really anybody with anybody,
yeah.
like Snape and like, you know, Filch's cat, like weird shit like that. And so, you know, kind of early on in my Harry Potterness, I was like,
You're like, I don't like this fandom stuff. Yeah.
So no, canon all the way.
But like not for anything. Alright, we're gonna have some interesting talks later about it.
So.
Yeah, because I'm gonna talk about some different ones. But not anywhere was... See, I was introduced to fandom in a nice, welcoming way. Like, I never saw the weird stuff. I know there was like Hermione Snape fan fiction and weird stuff like that, but like I never encountered that. Like I only found the stuff that I liked and didn't really see anything else.
Yeah.
So I didn't get like turned off to it the way that you did. And I also experienced Harry Potter fandom later in life too, because I didn't read them. Like I read half of them growing up. Yeah. And then I stopped. Most people know the story by now. I talk about it every Harry Potter video. But yeah, like so we have a very different experience.
So different.
So what do you love? Man, this is gonna be hard for me.
It's gonna be really hard.
What do you like about Ron and Hermione?
And what do you like?
Like, what is it exactly that you like about them?
I really like their relationship because I think it's important that they grew up together and like sort of kind of helped shape the other one as the whole trio shapes the trio, but like as them especially, where, you know, Ron doesn't always have tact or think of things or feel things, and Hermione's just like, how can you not like feel that thing? And you know, Ron's like, Hermione, you don't have to do everything all the time. You don't have to like know everything all the time. And Hermione's like, but I do, you know? So I don't know, I just think they complement each other really well.
Do you think it has anything to do with your just nostalgia for the series and like that you're so...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like very like
for
nothing
sure.
else. Yeah.
No, of course it does. Yeah. I mean, like if they were two people that existed in the real world, would they be a good match? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But like all three of them definitely went through some together that like nobody else went through, and like who can understand what Hermione went through but Ron and Harry, and Harry, you know, just
Harry's oblivious to everything, so.
Oh yeah, so I think that they deserve each other.
I like my non-canon ships in general with Hermione, so if you guys aren't familiar with me and my shipping patterns, I like Draco and Hermione, I like Hermione alone, I like Hermione with Fred like it was supposed to be, and I like Hermione with Krum. Like, I like Hermione with anybody. Like, you know, because yeah, it was supposed to be. J.K. Rowling has come out and said that she originally was planning Fred and Hermione to end up together, and then she
planning that,
and then she's changed her mind. But she's also said since then that she wishes that she would have had her end up with
Harry, which is
so
stupid.
basically anything J.K.R. says at this point, we're just kind of like,
yeah,
we don't want that.
I stopped
put
listening
it back.
after like the 7th book.
Like, stop.
And I'm like, don't ruin it.
But I really like the different character development things we could have gotten with her in different relationships with different kinds of people, because sticking with like any of the couples that are all from like Gryffindor, it's just like you just had them very like streamlined, and you didn't get any of the other like personality types that were the different houses, and you didn't get to explore all of that. And so I like non-canon ships for that reason. Like I even like the idea of Harry and like Luna and stuff, where it's just like a very different dynamic than just a trio with each other and just like Gryffindor intermingling, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I like about that. Like I especially like Hermione with darker characters, sort of darker. Not that Crumb's that dark, honestly, because he's kind of like Little Cinnamon Roll. Yeah. But from like he's from like a darker school, and
I'm sure he would really appreciate
you know,
calling him a Cinnamon Roll.
He is. He's so cute, and you know those kinds of characters where you can kind of look into more of their development and them learning from each other in a different way than like Ron and Hermione learn from each other.
Right.
So, I obviously don't ship, like, Draco and Hermione in canon at all, because they didn't explore Slytherins in canon.
No.
Like, they didn't give them an opportunity to, like, be fully formed characters, and, like, not just, like, these people are always bad, nah.
Yeah.
So, that's what I like about non-canon ships within the, like, Harry Potter actual generation and stuff. We'll talk about some other non-canon ships from other, like, generations, too. So, we can move on to that. Let's do some Marauders stuff.
Okay.
So did you ever get into any Marauders, like, fan fiction? No?
Mm-mm. No.
Oh, what?
No.
Like, that's, like, the classic, like, everyone does that, because everyone wants Marauders stuff.
Listen, when I was getting into fan fiction, I was probably, like, 14. And MuggleNet was huge, and so you'd always go into MuggleNet and you'd read the fan fiction that people were writing, and like anybody could put anything up at any given time, and like
and it'd be weird.
Anybody could like anything, and like so you tried the most popular ones, and it was just like it was weird, you know, it was strange, and then I just never really delved deeper into it, especially when I started reading more of the books. Like I read them as they come out, so when
and then kept rereading them until the next one came out.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. So then, like when I was 14 or 15, like 4 was coming out, I think, or like 5, and it just started getting more serious, and so going back to something that's fan fiction where they're like, oh, like, you know, they set up like a scene between like, you know, Hermione and Snape or something, and it's just like, I can't take this seriously, and I can't.
You got in some weird stuff, because like some fan fiction can go like so much deeper and seems just like canon, like it's that well written.
I know there's like, I have a lot of pins on my Pinterest board about the Marauders, because like they have those like pins where they like put all the Marauders as younger people.
They fan cast them. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that. Okay.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, I agree with that, and then no, and then I agree with, you know, like, but I don't like read the stuff, like, because it's not, I don't know, it's just, it's extra.
Yeah. So you don't have any feelings about like Marauders?
I would be interested to look into it, but I haven't, and I probably won't.
So let's look at some Marauders fan cast. Let's look at like the most popular. So I'm going to pull up the actual Marauders tag on Tumblr because it's where I live. And we're going to talk about the Marauders most popular fan casts and see if you feel they're accurate from your canon heart.
Good. Okay.
Because when I think of the characters, I don't really picture the people in the movies anymore.
Yeah.
Like so much so that when I watch the movies and I see how old they are, I'm like, that's wrong. And like that's not who they're supposed to be. These are the most popular fan casts for everyone. The girl?
Yeah.
The girl from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So she's like the fandom Lily.
Yeah. Agreed.
Agreed. Okay. And Ben Barnes is the fandom Sirius.
I don't know
Dark
who
hair.
Ben Barnes is. What else has he been in? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
Andrew Garfield is the fandom.
Oh yeah, Lupin.
Lupin, yeah.
Yeah, totally agreed.
And then I don't know the guy's name for James. Oh yes, I do. Oh, I forget, but you can see him.
Yeah, with the curly messy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people like have a standing one for Peter because like no one cares.
Right.
So I see a lot of just like a skinny dude, but like I feel like, does anyone really picture him that much?
When I picture Peter, I picture the guy that played, what was his name, Vesuvius in The Princess Bride? Like, inconceivable.
Oh.
I picture him.
But like, old, really
Yeah,
old.
all the time.
Like, not even as...
Yeah, even as a teenager, I picture that guy. Because he's got, like, the bald spot. He's just, like, really, like...
Right. Speaking of Marauders ships, one of the biggest Marauder ships, besides Jilly, which is obviously James and Lily, and is canon,
Oh, no.
which is, like, established,
Oh, no.
is Moonstar, which is Remus and Sirius. It's one of the biggest Marauder OTPs.
Why?
Yeah.
No.
Because they're in love.
They're not in love.
They're in love.
They're best friends. It's different.
I mean, I don't ship it, like, really. I have a different ship that you probably wouldn't approve of. So, nothing with Moonstar at all? No. Like, the looks they give each other when they see each other?
They're best friends. That's like shipping you and me.
We don't look each other like smoldery the way that they do.
You miss my smoldery looks then. Because I look at you smoldery all the time.
But seriously, and how much more heartbreaking is it if you picture that they were in love and, like, Remus not only lost everything with all of his friends, but then his, like, love of his life went to, you know, Azkaban for years.
I mean, that's a lot more heartbreaking, but, like, why would you want it to be more heartbreaking?
Because that's how I live my life.
No, I don't like it.
You don't like it at all?
No, because, like, they're all friends, and they're, like,
I mean, you don't think that, like, you know, Remus and Sirius aren't, like, at least a little bi?
I could see Sirius being a little bi, but Remus, I don't know, I feel like he's already, like, an outcast in every other society. Like...
Because he's bi.
No, because he's a werewolf.
I mean, basically everywhere I look, I'm like, bi. Yeah, every character in my head is fancasted as bisexual.
Well, I mean, you know, we're really all Gradients, so, like, maybe. But, like, no, I do not ship them.
So my preferred ship within the Marauders is actually a triad ship between Sirius, Lily, and James.
Of course it is.
It's my favorite.
Where they're, like...
They're all in love. They're all in love with each other.
So Sirius is also in love with James.
Oh, he's in love with all of them. Yeah. They're all in love with each other.
I can see that. That doesn't seem too far from, like, what it actually is, except for they've like, you know, maybe they, like, have sex behind, like, closed doors. And nobody knows.
No one knows. All the friends know.
But I could see that because, like, you know, like, James and Sirius are, like, they're, like, it. Right?
Yeah. They're together.
Yeah.
So.
I could see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've read some really cute, like, fan fiction that's also, like, Sirius and Lily having feelings for each other.
And
but,
Lily
like,
is very, like, pragmatic, so, like,
right.
I feel like, you know...
She became all that.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Right. I mean, she's gonna get serious anyway.
Right!
So might
she
as
might
well
have
just,
it,
like,
in a
advantage.
nice little family union,
Yeah.
and then
you
Sirius
have the more heartbreaking
Harris-
situation where, like, he lost both the loves of his life in one night, and then also had their child, like, taken, and he couldn't raise it, and, like, you know, because obviously he wanted to. Don't you just want to, like, throw yourself out that window? Because I do.
Have they ever confirmed that, like, Harry is James' son and not Sirius?
He has his
pretty
arrogance.
messy hair, so, like, I don't know, like, you know.
Fan theory. So there's a fan theory that Fawkes is actually Dumbledore's Horcrux.
I've heard this.
Yes. But that, I don't believe that
No.
Dumbledore would have, like, actually made a Horcrux. So there would have to be some other kind of, like...
Or, like, an unintentional Horcrux, but, like...
Right.
I don't think you'd that...
Wait.
What?
No, I don't know all the, like, the things. Did Dumbledore kill Grindelwald? No, he didn't.
No, he locked him up.
He locked him up.
Because
I was gonna say,
Voldemort-
wouldn't it be really great if he did kill him and then that was his, like... oh my god, that'd be great. So in my head canon, that's what happened.
Visited Grindelwald.
I know he did. No, I just remembered.
Alive. Yeah, no. No, I don't think... maybe not a Horcrux.
But, like, some other kind of...
maybe there's, like, a light kind of version of, like...
Horcrux.
Some everlasting life through, like, a familiar of yours. Like, maybe, I don't know. But phoenixes are, like, they're special in their own right, where they have their own powers and their own set of lore and their own, like, history and stuff. So, like, maybe not.
Right.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. There is also a lot of fan argument and headcanons about Harry post-series not becoming an Auror and actually becoming a teacher instead. Because a lot of people feel like it's out of character
for him
that he would be actually an Auror, because that's a very, like, childish decision. And, like, that he's actually, like, especially when you have Order of the Phoenix and him teaching everybody... Like, wouldn't it be a better profession for him to be a teacher? And then everyone's being taught by the boy that lived, and all the parents are like, and all the kids are like, he gave us extra homework before break, he sucks, and, like, all this stuff. Like, I feel like that would be more... And he would always want to be, like, back at Hogwarts, because that's where his home really, right, really, 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 like, because, like,
let's face it, when you're Harry Potter and you're like the boy who lived and you finally beat Voldemort, like, who do you beat then? Like, as an Auror, like, what does he do that is more challenging than Voldemort? Like, nothing.
Right.
Can I swear? Maybe we'll bleep it out. But, like, what else can you do? You've beat the ultimate evil, the most evil that ever lived, that, like, plagued your life for the first, like, 18 years. And, like, then what do you do? Like,
become a cop.
Yeah, like, that's, no.
I don't see Harry as, like, a magical police officer.
I mean, I still accept it as canon because J.K.R. said so. But I think that it would make sense if he were a teacher.
Yeah.
Or, like, at least in, like, a teaching role, like a principal or, like, the headmaster or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Neville's the headmaster, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I obviously, like, see that. So I see him being, like, Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And then the position wouldn't be cursed anymore.
Right. I think that's a better wrap-up.
Yeah.
So, the alternate universe where Petunia actually nicely raises Harry.
Oh.
Where she finds him, whereas an alternate universe where she finds him, she doesn't treat him like crap, and she raises him and, like, takes care of him, and he still goes to Hogwarts, but it's not out of, like, trying to escape his abusive family. It's because, like, him and, like, Dudley actually get along, and when he sees Hagrid, he reminds him of Dudley, and, like, it's, like, a totally different thing where she takes care of him in spite of her jealousy and her, like, badness. Because you get those little snippets, and this is, again, a lot of fan theories have to do with fleshing out these characters that were so seen as black and white in this child literature. So later on in the series, you kind of get that little snippet of her, like, sort of caring, and people, like, want to look into that more.
Well, she has that line, like, you didn't just lose a mother, like, that night.
Right.
Like,
right.
What? Why now?
Right now, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of someone's, you know, fan theory about, like, an alternate universe. Or, like, what would be the situation.
Like, at all.
There's a lot of ones of, you know, Harry being raised by, in another situation. Like, there's a lot of ones that are Harry being raised by Sirius, or Harry being raised by Sirius and Lupin, and, like, those kinds of things. Not even necessarily in love. Okay. Mostly they're in love. Mostly they're in love. But sometimes they're just raising him as, like, because that's their friend's kid, and, like, you know, that's what they're gonna do. So, these alternate realities where Harry was raised by, in a loving situation.
No.
You know?
No.
You don't want Harry to be happy?
No.
I like thinking about it.
It wouldn't, like, it would take away all of his determination, his drive, his motivation, like...
I don't think so, because then he's fighting for love still. And, like, the whole series is, like, about love, and familial love especially, and, like, parental love, and so then he has... like, the love that he's fighting for of his, like, family that he's always had.
I mean, that'd be great, but a lot of things that Harry did, Harry would not have done if he didn't have, like, a really messed up existence and he didn't want to make it better for other people. Like, I don't know.
So you don't think that he would be motivated otherwise, like, intrinsically? Like, all of his stuff is extra motivation?
I think that he would be a healthy, happy, like, well-adjusted teenager, and, like, they don't get much done. You know? Like, it takes...
And they can.
It takes pain. And it takes...
I love how earlier you're like, why would you want to think about more pain? And now you're like, Harry has to be abused!
I mean, he does!
Like, there's no other way.
It's a huge part of his character. Like, his whole, like, championing for the weak. And, like, you know, like, it's a big part of his character.
But, like, Hermione champions for the weak, and she had a very loving family.
Right, but, like, it's different. It's different. Just the way...
Canon Queen.
The way Harry grows up is what sets him up to be the Harry Potter that defeats Voldemort. Like, he cares for the people that he loves, but he also knows that if he has to, like, sever all ties and, like, cut it all off and just, like, go into the woods and be by himself, like in 7, the beginning of 7, before the wedding, when he's like, I'm out, and Ron's like, what the are you doing? Where are you going? Like, you're us. And he's like, nah, man, I gotta do this on my own. Like, I don't want you guys to die. Like, I feel like Harry could not make those decisions and those, like, kind of, like, necessary things that he has to do if he was raised in a nurturing, like, well-adjusted environment.
I think it'd go either way. I think he could still make those decisions, but they would be for different reasons and different motivations.
I don't believe it.
I think that's all the major things. There's tons and tons of fandom related things. I'm sure I'll do other videos with you in the future on my channel about Harry Potter fandom stuff.
You've opened my eyes.
Yes, and especially because now we have, like, Fantastic Beasts movies and stuff like that.
Right.
And that whole thing, and it's not as fun obviously, but it opens up the floodgates again. And we are opening Amanda's eyes slowly to the wonderful world where you don't have to reread the books all the time. You can go and join fanfiction. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!